Hello and welcome as always to the Vanarama National League highlights show. We've got all the action coming up in the next half an hour. 9 games to bring you, with the postponement on compassionate grounds of Yeovil's trip to Aldershot after the tragic news of the passing of Yeovil's skipper Lee Collins. And also, of course, sad news in the last day or so of the passing of His Royal Highness Prince Philip, the Duke of Edinburgh. Black armbands worn around the National League games and a period of silence before kick-off in all of those 9 fixtures as a mark of respect for His Royal Highness. We'll start our first roundup of today's games with 2 of the promotion hopefuls. Wrexham at the racecourse against Stockport, and Richard Henwood has the story.
After those Easter setbacks against promotion rivals Notts County and Torquay, Wrexham knew it was vital to avoid another damaging defeat. They were soon trailing against Stockport as Alex Reid pounced on some hesitant defending. Reid enjoyed a loan spell with Wrexham back in 2017, and this was turning into a very happy return for him and his Stockport teammates, as he got his 2nd of the afternoon and 13th of the season to leave the home side shell-shocked. After going more than 4 months without losing a league game at the racecourse ground, they were heading for back-to-back home defeats. In the second half, Reece Hall-Johnson's foul on Macaulay Southam-Hales gave another former Wrexham player, John Rooney, the chance to wrap up a 3-0 Stockport win. It's now 8 games unbeaten for them.
I think it's important that when you are on a decent run to guard against any type of complacency, and I don't think that is a thing with the dressing room that I'm looking after. They're really, professional, hard-working bunch.
We've lost 3 on the bounce and not scored, sorry. So it's disappointing, but we've got a quarter left of the season, so we'll go hell for leather to say on Tuesday night against Halifax.
Chesterfield's promotion push has come alive in the past few weeks, and they travelled to Kings Lynn with their sights set on a 5th successive win. But after George Carline's header had drifted just wide, they fell behind to a terrific free kick from Sonny Carey. It was a rare goal against for Chesterfield, and while there was little they could do about Carey's quality, the defence was certainly at fault as Lynn came close to a second, Michael Ghiazzi shooting just over the crossbar. Lynn have been on a good run themselves lately, but they couldn't quite hold on for a 3rd successive victory. Instead, 38-year-old substitute Nathan Tyson equalised for Chesterfield, and just over a minute later, the away side claimed a vital 3 points in the playoff battle. Another good finish, and another sub, Tom Whelan this time.
We had 2 defeats and we bounced back with 5 wins. So it's important that if we get another defeat, we bounce back quickly, secure that playoff place, and then we can look upwards.
A win over Weymouth on Monday saw Halifax climb into the final playoff place, and a single first-half goal from Jack Earing was enough to earn them another 3 points this afternoon. It meant a disappointing end to a big week for Altrincham. They announced that Phil Parkinson would no longer be in charge part-time. Instead, he signed a 3-year contract to become the club's first full-time manager. Brian Colclough was close to an equaliser, but Halifax held on for another big win.
Yeah, very good result for Halifax, and good to hear Phil Parkinson getting a full-time job at Altrincham. But let's start with Stockport, not that far from Alty, and another excellent result for Simon Rusk.
Yeah, and it looks like it was a comfortable one by the scoreline. 2 good goals by Reid and a penalty as well to wrap it up, and they really are charging on at the minute, doing really well, getting the results and closing in on the teams above them. Yeah,
and Alex Reid got lots of strikers and forward players to choose from, but he's a poacher, Reid. If you give him the service, he will score goals.
Yeah, that's good. Shows good strength and a good finish. And the second one is just a real poacher's goal. Arrives at the back post and nice little finish. He'll enjoy them.
Absolutely, yeah. And with the relative squad depth at his disposal, Simon Rusk, they'll be thinking potentially still about top spot, will they, rather than just a playoff place, Stockport?
Yeah, they will be. You see, they've got lots of goals in the team, which helps, and they're a team in confidence at the minute and churning out results, so they'll certainly have their eyes on automatic, not just settling for a playoff place.
Some story also for Chesterfield, given the change of manager. James Rose come in and done really well, propelled them up from what at one point looked a bit of a relegation fight, as it was then, into real promotion hopefuls, certainly playoffs.
Yeah, they're doing really well. A great touch, turn and finish there by the youngster Tyson, 38-year-old, and then again just too much time in the box, and a nice little finish to to turn the game on its head.
5 in a row for them. Wrexham, obviously, who lost to Stockport, drop out the top 7 just at the wrong time. They're starting to pick up the wrong results, and that'll be a pressure on Dean Keats, won't it, with the new owners? Very ambitious, of course.
Yeah, it will be. You know, with the new owners coming in, everyone would have been expecting them to kick on and really have a push, but it seems to have just hit a little bit of a slump.
But Halifax, excellent win again for Pete. Well, we'll see them next Saturday live in front of the cameras.
Yeah, they're doing well. Again, he's one of them managers. He has a clear way of playing and gets his teams well organised. And yeah, they're going great guns as well.
Yeah. On to our next roundup, which features another of the promotion hopefuls in Ben Streven's Eastleigh. They were up against Woking, and Tom Skippings has the details.
Eastleigh's Easter Monday win at Maidenhead stopped a run of 3 straight defeats, but they hadn't won back-to-back games since February. Their chances seemed to improve when Woking's Tommy Block upended Abdoulaye Belbaghi early in the second half to pick up a second booking, and with it the first red card of his league career. But even against 10 men, the Spitfires couldn't find a winner. The normally very reliable Ben House somehow missed from a yard, before Jack Payne was very unlucky from rather further away. And after that, Eastleigh had to settle for their second goalless draw of the season against the Cards. Bromley's new boss, Andy Woodman, is still confident that his side can make the playoffs, and while they have Michael Cheek, they have a chance. The division's top scorer made it 17 for the season against his former club. That was enough to give Woodman his first win in charge, although the gloss was slightly taken off when substitute Luke Coulson tangled with Elliot Johnson, didn't get the decision he wanted, and talked himself into a stoppage-time red card from referee Aaron Jackson. But it's 3 straight defeats for the Daggers.
I pointed out to the boys, I think it was 2019 December since they last had a back-to-back clean sheet, so that was my message to them. Can we sort of spin that statistic around? And they've gone out and got about it and done it, so fair play to them.
It was 9 draws in the last 10 games for Boreham Wood, with the exception of 1-0 defeat at Wheelston last month. And after Femi Ilasanmi was out of luck, the Wood might have felt another stalemate coming on. But inside the last 20 minutes, they found a way through. Kieran Murtagh's free kick met by Jamal Fifield for his 3rd of the season. A first win since mid-February was within reach when Wheelston, who'd put 5 past Barnet on Monday, found a response. Denon Lewis picking out Jacob Mendy, the Spaniard becoming the club's leading scorer with his 8th of the season. But the home side's top marksman had the last word as the game reached a dramatic conclusion. Kabonga Shimanga struck his 13th of the campaign to push the Stones towards a 13th away game without a win. Substitute Craig Fasan-Made allowed his frustration to get the better of him. A 90th minute elbow on Tom Champion earned him a red card on a busy afternoon for officials everywhere, which left long enough for Shimanga to add his 14th of the season. Another assist from Murtagh and a difficult debut for young keeper George Shelby. And for once, the Wood didn't have to share any of the spoils.
Well, Boreham Wood, obviously, they have an unerring capacity to go and find gems of young talent. Sorba Thomas went to Huddersfield earlier in the season. They've somehow managed, and good luck to him, to keep Kabonga Shimanga. He's a good striker. Yeah,
I was surprised that he did stay. I thought he would have, somebody would have took a chance on him and took him higher, but another 2 goals today, so he's a real handful at this level.
He is. He's got strength, he's got pace, got composure in front of the goal. He's got the package.
Yeah, and he shows it today.
Yeah.
I think it's with his second goal he shows the strength and the composure. It's a good little finish. He goes high into the net. And then the second one, he shows a bit of strength and then a little bit of composure to go around the keeper and took it away.
After a daft red card, evidently, for Wheelston, albeit a good win for Boreham Wood. And talking of daft red cards, all great news for Andy Woodman that Bromley get their first win under his managership. But Luke Coulson's threatening, albeit very late, to ruin it with it's a daft sending off, isn't it? You played with him, actually.
I did, yeah. And I didn't think he was like this, to be honest. But yeah, it's a silly one, and so late in the game, and you know he's going to end up being suspended and sort of limit Bromley's opportunities. Yeah, just obviously talked himself into deep trouble. You can only have said something fairly unacceptable to get a straight red, I imagine. Yeah, definitely. So I would imagine the manager wasn't too pleased with them when they got in after the game.
Yeah, and as we saw, just the point for Eastleigh, despite Woking going down to 10 men as well. They won't necessarily, though, be giving up on a playoff place, Ben Streven's side. So that's the roundup thus far, but there's plenty more to come in the second half, not least from here at Victoria Park. Michael Nelson's old club, Hartlepool, with a chance to go top if they could beat promotion hopefuls Notts County. A game that therefore had plenty riding on it for Dave Challoner and Ian Birchnell. No quarter given, none asked. That's next. Welcome back to the Vanarama National League Highlights Show, and our next action comes from right here at Victoria Park. Hartlepool, of course, second, going into a game against Notts County, but hoping to leapfrog Sutton into top spot, although Sutton would have a number of games in hand. Could Dave Challoner's extend their unbeaten run against the county side, who'd taken 6 points from 6 over Easter? Watching for us, Adam Virgo and Adam Somerton.
Hartlepool look to go on the counter-attack. Ferguson out wide. Bennett and Armstrong waiting in the middle. Will it be a good cross? It's pulled back by Armstrong. It's Shelton with a chance to hit it! And only just wide. His reaction tells you all you need to know about how close that came to giving Pools the lead.
Well, it's one of those deflections that either goes one side of the post or the other side. I have to say the awareness of David Ferguson was exceptional.
Knowles, little competing with the youngster, but Knowles has done well to come away with it here. Baldwin, first time we've really seen him a long way forward, and he's looked for Griffiths here, and there are numbers in the box for Notts. It's a great ball, and perhaps should have been 1-0. Wootton arriving on the end of that cross, and he wasn't far away with the header at all there. Notts County's top scorer. It's the best move they put together.
Well, they had to be really, really patient for this opportunity and chance to come up. And it's the first time we've seen Knowles on the shoulder making the run in behind.
Ferguson, last minute of the half. Shelton and Holohan! Tidy finish from a man in form. 4 goals in 4 games now.
Well, you have to say it's a goal that these sides certainly deserves. They've dominated this first half, and what has been missing is a goal, and they finally got that now from a player, as you quite rightly mentioned, Adam, is in form. But Shelton takes a massive amount of credit for this.
Featherstone plays forwards to Bennett. He'll hit it from some way out. It's a good save that by Slocum. It was really travelling that from Bennett.
It was a poor pass from Mark Ellis into that midfield area. That gets cut out quite easily, and all of a sudden, give a ball away there. You're going to play on the counter.
It's a lovely flit that by Wootton. Knowles couldn't quite take it in his stride, but his ball back has found Reeves, and Reeves will have a go! Oh, that was close. Really close from the captain.
Miles better. Carl Wootton goes up for a header. You've got to surround him, and he does so well there to beat Dillon. Look at how close Knowles is to him.
He's been brought down here by Bennett, and the shot is in. That should seal the points. And Hartlepool, it would seem, are heading to the top of the National League.
It's excellent movement from him, because he starts at the far post and he just peels out and gives himself that little bit of space, just walks off Wardenson slightly, who gets drawn slightly towards the ball. It's a great first touch with the right foot, and then it's a quick touch with his left foot that puts it into the net.
Dave, congratulations today. Just how pleasing was that performance?
Yeah, very pleasing. I think, again, we've shown different facets required to win football matches. I thought we started the game really, really well against a good side and made them change. Obviously, get the goal just before half-time, which is a big boost. I think we deserved to be in front. And second half was a little bit different. We had to, I suppose, do things a little bit different, go a little bit more back to front, and the game probably came a little bit scrappier. But to get that second one was a great relief. We've probably not done that often. Well, we certainly haven't done that often enough to make the last few minutes a little bit more less stressful, should I say.
some believe you learn more sometimes in defeat than victories. What will you take from today's game?
Yeah, I mean, it was a difficult game. They were very good. I thought the first 25, 30 minutes they were excellent. They caused us a lot of problems down the sides, you know. So we changed the shape. You know, we brought Regan off and changed the shape a little bit to try to be a bit more aggressive. It was a bad time to concede the goal. But then I felt in the second half, I thought we were the aggressors. I thought the biggest chances were ours. But Carl Wootton had a big one in the first half. But then in the second half, we had some good opportunities. And certainly, you know, when we made the double substitution, I felt like we were the team that looked like we'd get the next goal. But obviously, then when Cal came off and we went back down to 10 men, it was difficult to chase the game at that moment. So, yeah, a difficult game. I thought Hartlepool were good, but I thought there were some positives from our side.
Yeah, poor old Callum Roberts injured again. We'll come back to that. But let's start with the home team, because Hartlepool were excellent.
Yeah, they were. They started the game really well and forced Notts County into changing the shape, making an early substitution and changing the shape. And then the goal came at a really good time from a cross, and the second goal comes from a corner.
Absolutely.
Which is cross.
Crosses had rained in from both flanks, hadn't they? They did cause problems, and this is not only well worked, but they pounce on the mistake from the header.
Yeah, they do. It's a great little touch there from Shelton, and Holohan just tucks it away.
Yeah, really good finish from a man in form. 4 in 4 for Holohan. Shelton, who was eye-catching all game. And then, again, when they've got themselves in front at half-time, Richie Bennett, who's here on loan from Stockport, makes it 2 in the second half. 2 in 2 for him as well, so he's been a real asset.
Yeah, he's done well when he came in. Took a little bit of the pressure off Armstrong. Good little bit of movement. He's on the back post, just pulls away, and it's a great finish with his left foot.
Yeah, absolutely. Excellent finish, because it's almost underneath him when he strikes it after having to take the awkward first touch from the looping ball, but that's some finish.
Yeah, 2 in 2 for him. So he's hit the ground running when he's come in, and hopefully he'll chip in with a few more.
Now, Notts County had won their previous 2, so they were in good shape coming here, but they go home in obviously worse shape, because not only have they lost here, but Callum Roberts, it looks like that potentially season ending. They've been trying to nurse him through a groin problem, and it's obviously gone wrong again here today.
Yeah, he has got a little bit of the X factor when he comes onto the pitch or when he starts a game, but
takes that shot, and I think he knows then he can see he's like, oh, and then it's gone.
Yeah,
it's obviously
he's not
a groin adductor problem, and I gather he was in real distress. A lot of tears outside the dressing room. Probably, I mean, we're speculating here, might need an operation. It doesn't look good for him.
No, obviously a lot of frustration coming off the pitch there, and a lot of disappointment for him, probably because he knows the severity of it. Hopefully it's not as bad as he thinks, and he's back soon.
Yeah, and Hartlepool, of course, top, albeit with Sutton having plenty of games in hand, but Hartlepool won't worry about that just now. They are top as things stand. On to our final roundup then. Jake Watson has the details, starting with a very important game for another title chasing side, and that, of course, is Torquay.
Third place Torquay had much the better of the opening half hour. Armani Little on the end of a well-worked move. Now, they would have been confident Torquay of taking all 3 points against struggling Weymouth, and with an almost carbon copy chance, this time Lemon High Evans, but his shot just wide. Weymouth riding their luck a little, but Torquay made to pay for those chances 5 minutes before half-time. Andrew Dallas rewarded for chasing down what looked a lost cause. And it was Dallas who picked himself up to take responsibility from the spot. Fourth bottom Weymouth leading at third place Torquay at the break. In truth, Torquay would have been scratching their heads at how they were losing this game. Joe Lewis blazed over, and then just a couple of minutes later, Lemon High Evans' flicked header hit the crossbar. But Torquay did finally make that breakthrough on the hour as Jake Andrews' sweetly struck shot found the bottom corner. And with time running out for Torquay to take all 3 points, you could sense the relief and joy all rolled into one as Connor Lemon High Evans headed home to keep them within touching distance of the top. Simon Bassey is the 4th different appointment for Barnet this season, and he was in optimistic mood ahead of his first game. That mood very nearly quickly ruined by Danilo Orsi. Barnet have conceded 72 goals this season, so today's clean sheet will come as a huge bonus to the new boss, who will now be looking to get a tune out of his strikers.
Yeah, that's not a bad start, I guess, for Simon Bassey at Barnet, but at Torquay, they've had an excellent three late winners to propel themselves right back into title contention.
Yeah, they have. They just find a way to win games. They haven't been excellent, but they just get goals at the right time.
Terrific strike, that one, from Jake Andrews. And then
lovely header.
What a bullet that is from Conor Lemonhay. Since Danny Wright's gone back at centre forward, they seem to have found their mojo again.
Yeah, they've done well. Like I say, they've been sort of stumbling through a few games, but like I say, they find a way and they get them late winners.
So Torquay, obviously Hartlepool now top, Sutton, Stockport, maybe Notts County, although not maps on today's evidence. Are they all in the title race?
Yeah, I think Notts County took a bit of a dent today. I think probably playoffs is as good as they can hope for now, but certainly you look at Hartlepool, Sutton, Torquay as well. They're right up there, and Stockport on a real good run.
Yeah, it is quite a hard one to call, but that's how we like it, albeit Michael obviously is a former Hartlepool player. We know where his loyalties lie. Let's have a look at how it actually stacks up in terms of the table then. Pool's top, a point clear of Sutton, although you can see they've got a number of games in hand. Torquay also got 3 in hand on Hartlepool. They're back on 60 points. Then a bit of a gap to Stockport on 55. Notts County on 52 from 30 played. Chesterfield and Halifax, both winners today, make up the playoff places at the moment. And at the other end, obviously no relegation. Dover with the points expunged, and then it's Barnet and Kings Lynn that make up the notional bottom 3. My thanks to Michael Nelson and to you for watching. See you next time.